My name is VISHWAJIT KASHID and my blood group is AB negative and I'm a voluntary platelet donor. Till now I have donated platelets for 178 times. So in negative group, thank you sir. In negative group I stand first globally who has done it maximum time, and there is this one rare donation we call a granulocyte donation WBC to survive rest type of cancer patients. I'm the only alive person on this planet who has done it 12 times. Okay, and those who don't know about platelets are part of blood, which is a clotting factor used by the body to heal wounds. That's the role of platelets. So actually, I started donating my platelets at the age of 18, as I was a NCC cadet. So it actually started voluntarily, and the first motivation for platelet donation was just feel-good factor. I remember I started my platelet donation while pursuing my BTech, and my life changed on 14th of August 2016. I remember getting a call from a blood center at midnight. They informed me there is this patient, 17-year-old boy, who's suffering from the dengue, and his platelet count has gone to 4,000. It means his case is critical. Will you please come down for the donation? I remember it was night 11:30. I drove myself to blood center. I did all the formalities and I was doing my platelet donation. Meanwhile, the patient's mother was sitting in the blood center. One of the technicians came over and he said, sir, there's this lady who's the mother of the patient. She wants to thank you because since 7 o'clock in the evening, they are looking for the donor. And finally you got it, so already 1 a.m. in the morning. So I said, okay, I would love to meet her. And the moment, guys, I saw her, the jolt of thunder passed through my spine because her condition was indicating the struggle she has gone through to, find out the donor to help her kid to survive, And it was heavily raining at that evening, at that night. So I requested her, after my procedure is done, can I accompany her to the hospital because it was already 2 o'clock. I remember going to the hospital, and unfortunately, it was a bit late because, we could not save that patient. It was too late to get the platelets on a right time. And, first time I saw a child passing in front of a mother, the natural order of, like, suppose in case, if unfortunately mother passes in front of the child, it's a natural order, it can be acceptable. But seeing the child passing in front of mother has shook me it has shook me totally. I still remember millions of questions started popping out into my mind. Who's at the call? Is it me? Is it a blood center? Is it a hospital? Or it is those people who blood center call before me for the donation, but they don't turn up. And like as a human, first time, as a human, first time I felt ashamed of myself being a human. Like I felt this is the only one case came across me. How many must be happening every day in this town? How many it must be happening in this country, in this world? That's it. That was the moment I decided, no matter what, absolutely no matter what, I am going to work for this platelet donation awareness cause. Being an engineer, I'm a very curious person. Next day, what I started doing was, I started having a research about it. And guys, to tell you some of the, shocking things, I spoke to a lot of government people, the hospitals, the research and analyst experts across the world. And this is a data I came out with. Every year, 1.7 crore people get diagnosed with the cancer. India alone, 3,500 people get diagnosed with the cancer. And if we put it down mathematically, if we calculate mathematically, every 15 seconds, somebody in the world needs a platelets. Every 15 seconds, okay? So just calculate it, every 15 seconds, if some human or somebody is in need, are we prepared? Are we really taking care of that person? Then, next thing is like, I realized the actual, this thing, and I decided to go ahead I never wanted to start my platelet donation awareness campaigning by showing the pictures of people who are suffering or emotionally triggering people to come forward for the donation. So as I said earlier, being an engineer, I felt like, why not to study the blood? Why not to study the platelets? So I remember I took a 1 year total gap from all my professional assignments, and whatever little saving I had, I decided to educate myself regarding this blood and platelets. And I decided to study the hematology. Hematology is the stream of a medicine which study the blood and its treatment. I remember sitting with the best doctors, best scientists, best minds into medical field, and I started educating myself about the hematology, the blood, the platelets. And meanwhile, during that 1 to 2 years, I started doing my field work also, visiting a lot of donation drives, and then I still remember attending a sensitization programs, awareness program, and eventually I realized that, like all these people, those hospitals, those doctors, those motivators, those donors, they are doing absolutely amazing work. I want you, all of you, to give a big round of applause to all the heroes who are working over there. Thank you so much. They are doing a great thing. But then I realized that two problem statements, in India especially. Number one is we have insufficient pool of voluntary platelet donors. Even though we spend crores of rupees every year for awareness program, but still problem number one is we have an insufficient pool of voluntary platelet donor. And second is lack of motivation for repetitive donation. People don't turn up for the donation. So I was thinking like how to solve it. And then, I realized what is the best solution. I want to ask you the same thing. Those who are sitting in the hall, close to 100 people are sitting, tell me, if I ask you a first question, in case you or any closer person in your life needs a blood, or for that matter platelets, do you know how to identify whether they are expired or not before dispatching from the blood center? Can you raise your hands, those who are knowing ki, okay, I know that how to identify whether blood is expired or not, platelets are expired or not. I can provide my patient a safe blood component. Can you raise the hands if you know it? That's the problem. In India, we don't have awareness. It's not a problem. In India, we do not have education regarding the blood and the platelets. That's it. That moment I realized what should be my perspective, what should be my focus. Instead of going out and giving a awareness talk, I decided to come up with the idea which I'm going to discuss. Like I'll show you with example what I have decided to do. Can you just hold your hand like this, everyone? Yeah, like this. Yeah, like this. Few of them are doing like this. Not this. On the count of five. We have to clap together. Are you ready? Are you with me? Yes. Are you with me? Yes. Start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why you clapped on 4? That's the problem. I created an awareness regarding a 5. Okay, but practically I showed you a wrong thing by clapping on a 4, and immediately you followed. That problem. We are not taking this awareness very seriously. What we take seriously is the experiment. Okay, so I came up with the idea called Blood Center Joyride, a 20 minutes joyride where I invited people to actual blood center between the age of 15 to 25, and with joy, with laughter, and with fun, I started educating them regarding a blood, regarding a platelets. And this is I call idea worth sharing, or idea worth spreading. And I remember I set a 3 clear vision. Number one vision is that instead of telling them directly come forward for the donation, no, that's secondary. First, educate them in case if they or their family or their friend need a blood or platelets, how to identify whether it's expired or not. That was my first vision. Okay, you all are very highly intellectual people, so I will show you actually what is your blood. Okay, I'll take this opportunity not only as a TEDx speaker but as a teacher also. The first thing, can you see on the screen? Yeah, this guy is holding red blood cells. First thing you have in your blood is red blood cells, which will be used for, sickle cell patients, thalassemia patients, all traumatic injuries. Second, you have in your blood is this plasma. Okay, we heard a lot of during the pandemic. Plasma is used into heart, liver, kidney, transplant operations, all complicated operations is used, and most of the time it's major use into medicine manufacturing. And third is, these are your platelets. Okay, the platelets are blood clotting factor. They are used for the cancer patients, dengue patients, burn patients. Okay, it's one of the real hero in the donation. Then this is how I started educating, calling the youth, and started educating them about how to identify whether blood is expired or not, platelets are expired or not. That was my first goal. First vision, you can say. Second vision was to show them or to tell them how the donors of the screening of the donors are done, what are the machineries, what are the technologies, how many people are involved into, how the donors get into process, how they dispatch and create the bag and how they dispatch it. I started educating them about the latest technologies, the testing methods and everything. That was my second vision. And then third vision was to talk technically or to explain them technically about this platelet donation. Okay, and then, like, can you see this handsome donor donating the platelets on screen? Just a minute. Yeah, can you see this handsome donor donating the platelets on the screen? Okay, this platelet donation, this is called platelet donation procedure. Those who have never seen it, we call it a apheresis process. Apheresis process is just a simple method where donor is connected to this machine, and this machine takes your blood with centrifugal force. It just separates out the platelets, and this machine separates out the platelets part. You can see those platelets will be collected into mother bag. Remaining RBC, WBC and plasma will be returned to your body. That's it. That's a simple process. And this process you can do 24 times in a year. Okay, blood donation you can do only for 3 times in a year. But platelet donation can be done for 24 times in a year because there is no loss of RBC, WBC and plasma, only platelets will be taken out. And the good news of this thing is that whatever platelet you will donate, those platelets, donated platelets will recover within a 4 hours time. Okay, within a 4 hours time. So that's what I started doing. And now, I'll show you one more slide. Okay. Yeah, after donation, look at this guy, seems very fit, fine, healthy, no side effects. You feel as of like you have donated nothing. Okay, now I'll talk about the impact of this blood center joyride, this education drive. Okay, the first thing I've observed is, I'm very glad to tell you that whoever attended, out of 100%, 75% people said, okay, I want to go ahead, I want to donate my platelets voluntarily. And that's the difference between being motivated and being inspired. Motivation is something come from external trigger, but the inspiration comes from within. You know, and today I'm so proud to tell you that these donors are donating their platelets voluntarily across India. And that's you call the power of a great idea. Second impact we have created is whoever attended, they felt, okay, this is something very important for my family, for my friends, for people around me. So they started talking about this idea to their friends, to their family, their institution, and they started connecting more and more people to come forward for this drive or this joyride of blood center. And guys, this is how our idea propelled from one corner of the country to another. I started getting invitations from small towns to metro cities, and it was an amazing experience. And the third most important thing, which is very, very essential, is that whoever attended, first thing they felt is, it's very important to take care of their own health. Until and unless they don't take care of themselves, their fitness, they cannot come forward and help others. So I guess the most important thing what I have achieved through this blood donation, joyride, blood center joyride, is making people aware of their own health. And you know, this is how we went ahead. And last 10 to 12 minutes, I've been interacting with you. But tell you honestly, today, since this morning, 61 volunteers from our campaigning are donating platelets at 60 different blood centers and saving 60 critical patients. You know, and that's what you call idea worth spreading. And you know, those who are sitting here, it's my humble request, guys, the first thing you have to do is, please start working on your fitness, keep yourself as fit as possible, number one. Once you are taking proper care of your health, then come forward and take an education about blood donation, platelet donation. It's a very, very essential thing. Only after taking education, please come forward for voluntary platelet donation. India needs people like you, people like me to help other people. And this world needs a compassion, this world needs, you know, helping hands of each other. So it's my humble request to come forward, and thank you TEDx for giving me this opportunity to speak. Thank you so much.